10 wrestlers who ruined their opponent's moves. Let's watch.
1, 2, is this on?
Moves don't always go right in wrestling. There's many reasons a botch might occur, but today we're covering instances where a person on the receiving end was at fault.
Oh my goodness.
We'll look to analyze and break down what may have gone wrong.
That cash wheeler was in, but
You know what makes this like so funny is like the sell after, like the shit is botched, like it's too late, we already seen it. Of course you gotta like keep going, you know, but it's just like the sell, like how they try to sell it after we didn't already seen it get botched. It's so funny.
get off those shoulders.
As we highlight 10 times wrestlers botch taking moves. We'll look at a match featuring Jim the Anvil Neidhart and Chris Jericho from WCW Monday Nitro in September 1998. Prior to the bout, Jericho mentioned that Neidhart was apprehensive about losing to him due to Chris being a cruiserweight. Jericho was set to win with the Lion Tamer, however, he had a torrid time getting Neidhart in the move. Jim was said to be in a lot of pain at the time and couldn't roll over to properly get in position for the maneuver. The mishap made for an awkward and sloppy ending. The referee even signals for the bell at one point, despite the submission not being locked in.
Trying to fight him.
He powered his way out of that. It's what he did. Turn him.
Never mind the fact Neidhart hadn't even submitted. After a bit more struggling, the ref called for the bell for a second time.
Just so intense from that move.
And Billy Silverman saying ring the bell.
It never rang, but Jericho was still declared the winner, despite the Anvil having never given up. It all made for a very bizarre finish. We're sticking with WCW to now highlight the sheer strength of the Giant.
Well, it all comes down to one hold, one maneuver, the choke slam. There it was.
The 7-footer usually had no problems hoisting wrestlers up for the chokeslam. Generally speaking, talent would go up and pose for the move without issue.
To hold them up like that and then slam
However,
them
there
is
were a few
crazy.
occasions where the timing was messed up.
You don't need any trash.
That's impressive.
You can pick up that.
On the August 17th Nitro from 98, Stevie Ray's jump was off, meaning the Giant had to use his strength to reposition Stevie mid-air.
Oh hell.
Gonna do it again.
Then there was the time NWO stalwart Vincent barely got himself off the ground, forcing the Giant to power the former Virgil over his shoulder and plant him into the mat with a hellacious chokeslam.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
For all his power and strength, the Giant also had a gentler side, as
it's
seen from how he took extra
ridiculous.
care when chokeslamming either non-wrestlers or when performing the move outside the ring.
Gonna make him. Hey, we got security officers coming out. To try in full force.
Maxine trying to play defense there, but Rhea Ripley showing her power now. Maxine up top, hammering away.
No.
King Booker
What
and
the
Batista
fuck?
nearly learned this the hard way during their match at SummerSlam 2006. Fans speculated if there was a legit tension between both wrestlers going into the bout, and that's because the two men got into a physical confrontation a few months prior when filming a commercial for the SummerSlam pay-per-view. This was due to Batista disrespecting Booker and others during the shoot by not speaking to anyone.
Batista said, "Hey, when are you coming over to SmackDown? Because I have nobody to work with."
In trouble. Step through the table. Batista with a spinebuster. Dropping the king.
The two also had heat stemming from Batista's affair with Melina, which Melina was placed in wrestle court for, during which Book was one of the prosecutors. By the time they'd worked together at SummerSlam, the two had patched things up and the match went off without issue, up until the finish. Booker had trouble getting up for the Batista bomb.
Now, Batista's irate. King Booker.
Oh no.
In trouble.
The Animal was eventually able to hoist Book up while the crowd booed the blunder. Sticking with the powerbomb, we'll now look at separate examples where Shawn Michaels had trouble taking two variations of the move. First is Sid's release powerbomb from when he betrayed Michaels on Raw in 1995. In
I
this
hate to
instance,
see
Shawn
someone's
goes up too
spine get
high and
fucked up.
overshoots his mark. Michael goes up right the second
Jesus.
time, but Sid uses an awkward technique on both occasions, so we can forgive HBK falling on the first try.
And look, the power bomb. He went up so high. Never forget, Sid, but yet power bomb.
Next is Diesel's jackknife powerbomb from WrestleMania 11. On this occasion, Shawn lands on his butt instead of his back. Nash believes Michaels bumped awkwardly on purpose because Shawn was unhappy about losing.
Sean could fucking stand and take a power bomb
without anybody giving it to him better than he took the one in that match.
Hence why Michaels also went into the match with the goal of getting Kevin tired straight away. The match with Diesel showed just why Michaels had a lot of heat back in the day for being hard to work with. Another heat-seeking wrestler from the same time period was Ahmed Johnson. Johnson was infamous for his bad attitude backstage, and he's also known for his less than stellar work in the ring.
Look out, here comes Ahmed! Over the top! Unbelievable.
In 1997, following a match with Mark Mira on Raw, Ahmed proceeded to take probably the worst TKO, or any variation of a cutter, ever seen.
Referee jacked up on him. This match, the result of a disqualification, Ahmed Johnson.
In the same year, Johnson took on Hunter Hearst Helmsley at King of the Ring. The bout had a couple of botches, including Ahmed's interesting way of taking a pedigree. Ahmed Johnson's pedigree cell gave us flashbacks of the time Marty Garner impaled himself, thinking the move was more like a double underhook powerbomb.
Here it comes, ladies and gentlemen.
Other wrestlers that have had trouble receiving the pedigree include Vince McMahon. During an episode of Raw in February 2002.
Things I don't need to see.
McMahon has screwed up taking moves several times, including the worst stunner in wrestling history at WrestleMania 38.
Too soon. This man trying to get away, but Austin stuns McMahon.
But Vince
Terrible.
isn't alone when it comes to
hard
horrific
to
ways
watch.
to take the stunner, as a host of people, typically non-wrestlers, have had a hard time being stunned.
The decision, and a stunner. Stunner for goal. He's out on his feet. Turn around, Shane. Kevin Owens with Shane. Stunner. Wait a minute.
Given how often it's hit, a traditional suplex should be one of the more simple maneuvers to take.
And Shane's blocking that suplex and countering one of his own.
But we're going to throw to some examples where things go wrong. In almost all cases, it's because the recipient either jumps too early or barely jumps high enough to clear the move.
What do you say? Whoa. Oh, look at this.
Just look like a dead weight.
What's R-Truth gonna do here? Man, this is for the top rope. Look out. Wow. And that is the danger. AJ calling an audible, and here we go. Oh, wow. Sure looks like it. Look at the power of the Raw Women's Champion.
Okay.
The WWE's greatest Royal Rumble event is remembered for its myriad of botches and excruciating length.
Set a record here tonight in the Rumble. Oh no! Big Cass went right after Daniel Bryan.
Jeff Hardy's US title defense versus Jinder Mahal was one of the show's shortest matches, but featured probably the second worst botch of the night. It occurred when Jeff went for his trademark Whisper in the Wind, which couldn't be more of a fitting name given what happened next.
Going up top. Little whisper in the wind. Nobody home.
Hardy completely missed Jinder, but the Maharaja still took a bump as if a gust of wind had taken him down. Credit to Corey Graves, who tried his absolute best to cover for the snag.
I don't think Jeff Hardy connected at all. Maybe it was an attempted a ploy for Jinder to throw Hardy off his game.
But this wasn't the only time a wrestler didn't quite get all of it.
That's so embarrassing.
Talking about Ray Combs?
Damn.
But that's the dirtiest run. Shit. Lariat that missed.
What?
We only know two kicks. A roundhouse kick. Thomas in there, 2-on-1 into the ropes. Uh-oh, hang on. He does not want to be there.
With the legs in the air.
Into the steps. Berserker didn't get his hands there in time, Lord Alfred Hayes.
I think he may have done.
Here, you understand? Superman punch. Roman didn't get all of it.
No, he didn't at all.
Jillian. Back. And oh, black mass. Here comes the queen. Didn't quite get all of it. I don't know if they got all of it. Went for natural selection. Did she get enough? Brave just went for the pro kick. I don't think Sheamus got all of it, John. Followed by the big boot. And Bryan misses with it. I think he just caught him on the top of the head, but is it enough? Are we going to see a 300-pound GTS?
The force is so strong. The wind is so strong that it just knocks them out. They don't even ever make contact. Just do one of these, and then the force will just knock you out. You ain't even gotta hit him.
What's that? Yokozuna. Kick from Naomi to Carmella.
Really, girl?
I'm not sure she got all that.
I think Billy
Really?
moved out of the way just in time.
All that space.
How can he not be fired up with Montez? Look out! Oh, gosh! God!
Montez. Baby, we not finna go past, we not finna slide past that, Montez. First of all, you getting all powered up, like you were saying. And then there's this big ass slam.
Lana, I'm not sure she got all that.
I think Billy moved out of the way just in time.
How can he not be fired up with Montez? Look out! Oh, gosh! God!
WrestleMania!
The next few
Slam.
WWE shows in Saudi Arabia weren't much better. There were plenty more botches,
Oh,
several of
that's
which
so
took
funny.
place in Undertaker's matches, including Taker and Kane's clash versus Shawn Michaels and Triple H at Crown
And
Jewel
it was
in
so
2018.
quiet in
the match
there.
was thrown into disarray immediately.
So that just made
when
it
Triple H
worse.
screwed up his signature flip out of the ring spot.
And Triple H, oh my God, up over the top!
Helmsley tore his pec, meaning all four wrestlers now had to alter the match to work around the game's injury. After that, Hunter Irish whipped himself into the barricade, which was meant to be a counter to Taker's attempt at the same move. From there, a masterless Kane alongside Taker failed to catch Shawn as HBK hit a moonsault press to the floor.
Michaels, moonsault! God almighty!
There was one more botch as the Big Red Machine awkwardly took a pedigree to end the match.
Triple H with a pedigree!
Undertaker's next visit to Saudi Arabia was even more infamous. A dream match with Goldberg at Super Showdown 2019 turned into a nightmare. It must have felt like deja vu for Taker as his opponent was injured in the early going once again. Goldberg's spear into the post was botched after Bill ran headfirst into the steel, resulting in a concussion.
Taker whipped across the ring, hits the turnbuckle hard. Here comes Goldberg.
Oh,
Nobody hardly posted.
Goldberg
hit the
fucked your
post
head
hard.
up.
With blood pouring from his head, Goldberg planted the Phenom on his head with a jackhammer. At this point, everyone watching was concerned for the two men, and there were serious considerations from Gorilla in stopping the match altogether.
Goldberg's gonna be able to do this to the Undertaker!
No way!
Oh my God!
As if the flashbacks from the last Saudi show weren't bad enough, this next spot will have reminded the Phenom of his ill-fated encounter with Roman Reigns at WrestleMania.
Can't even look at that
33.
shit.
How much longer it remains to be
Without
seen.
squirming.
One more will not. Oh, look out! Oh, Reigns.
As Taker and Goldberg collapsed during a tombstone sequence that was supposed to be the finish.
Goldberg going for it again! Oh, he was looking for the tombstone!
Taker instead chose to end things with a chokeslam that the concussed Goldberg could barely get up for.
Lost a lot of blood. And now Undertaker with a chokeslam!
The Undertaker's expression after the bell told the whole story. This would turn out to be his final ever traditional singles match. Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out our similar video of 20 minutes of WWE promo blooper.
Hold on, one more. Hold on. Where is it? One more. I want to see it again.
I think Billy moved out of the way just in time.
How can he not be fired up with Montez? Look out! Oh!
I'm sorry. Okay, that's the end of the video, y'all. Make sure y'all leave some likes and comments down below. Let me know what y'all think, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Toodles.